Have you ever stopped to think about how the simplest words we use are often doing the most heavy lifting? We say them all the time without a second thought, but some of them, well, they're the actual keys to how we talk about our most complex ideas. Today, we're going to dive into one of those powerhouse words, one that shapes everything from our weekend plans to our biggest dreams.
And that word is possible. So simple, right? We use it to make plans, to dream, to figure out our options, but you really shouldn't let that simplicity fool you. This one little adjective is actually one of the hardest working words in the entire English language. So, that really begs the question, how much work can one word really do? Let's break it down and see just how many different hats the word possible is wearing every single day. Okay, so first up, let's look at its different jobs. You might think it has just one simple meaning, but possible is kind of like a master of disguise, changing its role based on exactly how we're using it.
This is the meaning we all think of first. Is it possible to climb Mount Everest? Yep, it's doable, it can be done. This is possible in its purest sense, as a measure of capability. It's the direct opposite of impossible.
But it's got other flavors too. Imagine a teacher says, 0 is one possible solution to this math problem. Now, here, it doesn't just mean it's doable. It means it's an acceptable option, a totally valid choice you could make. And finally, possible can signal probability. When you look up at some dark clouds and say rain is possible, you mean it's likely to happen. And this is what's so amazing about the word. It literally covers the whole spectrum from can it even happen all the way to, yeah, it'll probably happen. But a word's power doesn't just come from what it means on its own. You can tell a lot about a word by the company it keeps and, the company it avoids. Its synonyms and antonyms really map out its territory. Just look at this. Each of those three meanings we just talked about has its own little network of friends and enemies. When possible means doable, its opposite is impossible. Simple enough. But when it means likely, its opposite is improbable. It's this whole web of relationships that gives the word such amazing precision and power. And it doesn't even stop there. The word itself is incredibly flexible. With just a tiny tweak, it becomes its total opposite, impossible. Or it can shift into an adverb, possibly, or a noun, possibility. It's like a whole toolkit packed into one single root word. Okay, so it's a versatile word, we get it. But why does it deserve this whole deep dive? What makes possible so fundamentally special? Well, it all comes down to one incredible little fact. This, right here. Possible is on the Basic English 850 list. Now, this isn't just some random list of words. It's a very carefully chosen set of words that are considered absolutely foundational for communication. Being on this list elevates possible from just a common word to an essential building block of the language itself. 850. That's it. That's the total number of words that were picked to create a simplified but totally complete version of English. It's a vocabulary small enough that you can learn it pretty quickly, but powerful enough to talk about science or business or art. And out of hundreds of thousands of words, possible made the cut. So what exactly is Basic English then? Let's unpack the big idea behind this small but mighty list of words. So, this was created by a linguist named C.T. Ogden way back in the 1920s, and Basic English was designed to be a tool for international communication. The goal was to build a simplified version of the language that could act as a bridge between cultures, making it easier for anyone, anywhere to share ideas. And there it is again, our word. The entire goal of this brilliant project was to make clear, effective global communication possible. It's not just another word on the list, it's the very idea at the heart of the entire mission. And this isn't just a history lesson. The core idea behind Basic English, this idea of using a simple, shared toolkit to close language gaps, is probably more relevant today than it has ever been. Just think about how universal this concept is. The Wiktionary entry for possible isn't just in English. It's been translated into 56 different languages. From Finnish to Filipino, the need to express what can and cannot be done is just a fundamental human constant. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that you don't need a huge vocabulary to share huge ideas. A small, powerful toolkit of words with possible as one of its cornerstones can unlock communication and understanding on a truly global scale. Which leaves us with one last thing to think about. When we build those bridges with a shared language, when we give everyone the tools to communicate clearly, what else becomes possible? What problems can we solve? What kind of futures can we build together?
It's a pretty inspiring thought, and it's all wrapped up in that one simple word.